It's Ellen's
Uh,
turn to share the host coaching tips. Thank you. Take it away, Ellen Lewis. You saved your butt, Jim.
awesome. Okay, so I wanted to share some host coaching tips. That's one of the most important things when you have your parties, right? So think about it, you work really hard to get these parties and get your party lineup nice and strong, and you want to make sure that you're capitalizing on all these parties. And one of the most important things, besides showing up to the party, is to coach your host, right? It's so important to just really partner with your host and give her little mini challenges and just really help her feel valued in the process, right? Some of the things in the past that I've absolutely loved and I still do currently, I mean, I've literally done from the beginning of my Tupperware business through now, when it comes to my host coaching is one, I love to just ask them, like, what does your ideal party look like? Like, what does it look like? Who's there? Right. And have them just really start visioning, like, well, my best friend's there and my sister's there. And just have them kind of start thinking through like the whole process, right? What in your ideal party, like, what are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? What kind of a demonstration do you want me to do, right? So whether you're in person or if you're virtual, it doesn't really matter. These are still good questions. Like, who's at the party? Who's chatting with us as we're, posting in the group? And what kind of demonstration are you wanting me to do? It's so important to be able to just kind of get her input, because if she's super health conscious and that's just like her vibe, that's totally what she does in her entire life. And then you show up with all these like super fatty recipes, she might be like, this girl doesn't get me at all, right? So it's really, and her friends are going to recognize that too, right? Because the best friend knows the girl and is just kind of like, wow, she doesn't know you at all because she's cooking with like dairy and you're lactose intolerant, right? So it's really important to just kind of like just have those conversations and get to know your host on that level so that you can make sure that you're delivering that ideal experience for her. Because even though it is our like sometimes our 12th party, sometimes it's our 100th party that we've done in our Tupperware business or in our career in our business, it might be her one and only party, right? So you want to make sure that you're not on autopilot and you're not just like copy paste like your whole experience to people, and you want to personalize it to that host. And so one of the things that's really important to do is to get them something in their hands, right? So mail a packet. And I know a ton of people that even when they do virtual parties, they still mail out packets because that virtual person still sees people in person every day that she can share a catalog with, that she can collect orders and do things like that. So it's important to do that. Now, you can make your host packets super complicated. You can make them very simple. I always like to keep them very simple. I don't really like to play games. Some people really enjoy tic-tac-toes and host bingos and all that stuff. If that feels good to you, do it. Like, okay, so just like you can absolutely do as many of those things or as little as those things as you want. Me personally, I put in a couple catalogs, I put in some one-page flyers, I put in some order forms. I actually, Loretta has like a hard copy of an order form that she sent over to me earlier today. So I have that scheduled to post on Champion later today. So you can print those up to put into your host packets. And then I usually put in something about the kits or the business or something along those lines, whatever's speaking to me right then. And a great resource for that is, of course, the catalog brochures and flyers group. Go there, do some searches for host packets, and you'll get lots of great ideas on what to put in there. And again, just put in what speaks to you, because if you're excited about it, so if you're excited about the tic-tac-toe, you're going to talk about it more. But the big thing is my host packets are extremely basic. However, where the magic is in the conversation, right? So I give her many challenges. And one of the things that I love to do is I want to challenge her to get her wish list, because if she's not working towards something, she's not as invested in this party as I am, right? Because I'm working towards a paycheck, right? But she's working towards, a grill or some vet and serve or whatever it is, right? So it's really important to be able to do that, to partner with her and figure out what she is working towards. So you can also integrate it into your demonstrations to just sell her even more and just to get her more excited about earning that thing. Number two is I give her a challenge to send out personal messages and have 20 people that she's inviting, right? So 20 people, 20 text messages. I also kind of help her with some language about, like, how to talk to people and what messages to send and things like that. Because sometimes that's something that stops people. And it doesn't have to be super complicated. If you're doing a virtual party, you might have them go into a group chat, right? So it's important to do that. But every one of these challenges that I give her, reward her with some sort of a gift, right? And so be like, oh, look, I'm putting this into your envelope. I'm putting in a citrus peeler. I'm putting in a keychain. I'm putting in a new recipe, and just it doesn't have to be anything really big and spectacular, just little things, right? I'm putting in a $5 gift card to Starbucks because you collected 5 outside orders. You know what I mean? So just kind of, think about things that would speak to you. And then I also have them send me the contact of somebody that they think might be interested in hosting a party, because they know who their party friends are. They know the person that's always inviting them to home parties, right? And so be like, put me in contact with them, because you're going to get an extra gift from me just for that person going ahead and securing their party. And always, always, always collect pre-orders. I don't care if it's virtual or in person. Give them a challenge to have orders in the system or in their hands before the party starts. I have had parties that I walked in and there were 4 people in attendance, but she had $1,200 in pre-orders from people at work, right? She worked in a factory and she worked with all men, and she walked around with a catalog and was like, you need to order this for your wife. You need to order this for your girlfriend. You need to order this. And she collected all these. And so then when she's like, well, I only have a couple people coming, but I did get some outside orders. And she comes to me and I was like, holy smokes, girl, you should be selling Tupperware. You did my job. Like, all I'm doing is showing up and making salsa. Like, this is amazing, right? And so you always want to emphasize those pre-orders, because how amazing is it? You walk in and you already have a dating and you already have made money and you haven't even done anything. You haven't even unpacked yet, right? How cool is that? And so those are the big things. And you can add other things that maybe speak to you or kind of go along with the theme of your party. You can add other things that you can give them gifts to, and along those lines. But one of, like, the biggest secret when it comes to having my parties hold, and this is so simple, is to send a thank you note. Before the party even happens, the moment that I date the party, I send a thank you note, thanking them for supporting my family business, because without hosts like them, I wouldn't be in business. So I'm thanking them before I've gotten paid. I'm thanking them before she's done anything, right? And so what that does is, it's very rare when I take that extra step, it's very rare that somebody cancels on me. And if they cancel on me, it's not a cancel, it's a postponement, right? And it's because of something major, a car accident, a death in the family, something big, right? Is the only reason why they postpone their party. And then they postpone it versus canceling it because they want to help me, right? Because of this thank you note, because I thanked them before they even did anything. It just starts the party and that relationship with them out on, like, the best foot forward. So those are some of my tips for host coach.